What's up, YouTube? I'm in a fucking hurricane. So, I wasn't gonna make another episode, right? I was like, oh, by the way, I'm sorry about the red lights. We left them in from Christmas, and now our deck is just forever red. I wasn't gonna make another episode. I was like, you know, August 31st is the 1-year anniversary of me doing a YouTube channel. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and just wait and do episode 1 of season 2. That's gonna be like the big, you know, re-entry to YouTube. It's gonna take a 2-week break. And then this little tropical storm, Harvey, was out in the Gulf Coast. Everyone's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's not coming anywhere near us. It's just a storm, you know, it's okay. Now it's a category fucking 4 hurricane. It's about to slam into Corpus. It's gonna drop anywhere between 24 to 50 inches of rain on the Houston area in the next 5 to 7 days. I'm gonna film or vlog my experience in a hurricane, because this doesn't happen a whole lot. Nabil's here somewhere. He's, I think he's taking a shower before the power goes out, but he's gonna kind of chill with me and we're gonna ride this one out. Right now, the main concern in Houston is the flooding. You know, if we get 50 inches of rain, it floods in Houston with 10 inches of rain. So if we get anything close to 50 inches of rain, like they're saying we could, we're gonna have some major issues in the Houston area and in Sugar Land. Not good. So we'll see where this goes over the next couple days, and maybe it turns into a vlog. Well, at this point, I'm like at this stage that I want to stay awake all night, like see what's gonna happen. But this is going on for like 5 days. We can't stay awake for 5 days. But what should we?
It get worse tomorrow, no? Does it get worse?
I think it's gonna get worse tomorrow, and then way worse Sunday, and then Monday. It's just gonna keep getting worse. Yeah. I'm not filming in 4K because I only have 3 batteries charged right now, and I have a feeling the power's gonna go out. And if it goes out, I need this to last me like 2 days. And the A7S batteries are shit, so that's why I'm shooting in 1080 to last me a little bit longer. Because yeah, if the power goes out for like 2 or 3 days, I want to vlog 2 or 3 days. You know.
Okay. Today, I have my standard oak canvas, and all I've done is just covered it with a little bit of liquid white, so it's all...
This is all happening right now as we come on the air, and the situation is unfortunately dire. People trapped in their flooded out homes. They are fleeing to their attics, taking to social media, begging for a rescue.
Nearly 2 feet of rain already falling in just about 12 hours.
Between my house and Joe's house, we got 2 houses here that you're not going to have to deal with. I mean, it's up to you, okay? You guys got to do what you got to do. So,
24 inches of rain have fallen. More than 1,000 rescues have taken place. And unfortunately for Houston, it will be like this for the coming days.
All right, guys, so I haven't filmed in 2 days because things got a little too real. They got to the point where it was like, I don't want to vlog this. I want to help my family and stuff out. So here's the current situation. We got a shitload of rain. The lake in the back that you guys have seen in a couple clips, it has flooded twice now. It came up to my door once, and it came up to the side of the grass once. They keep draining it in an effort to stop Sugar Land from flooding. Eventually, there's nowhere to drain this one too. That's not the issue right now, though. The issue is there is the Brazos River. It is about 2 miles from where we live right here, and it literally like snakes all the way through the Fort Bend County. The highest level they've ever seen in history was like 54 feet, 54.5, and that was actually earlier in 2016, and when that happened, it was terrible. A lot of people lost their homes, but it didn't make it all the way to Sugar Land because it just wasn't high enough. We are looking at it cresting between 59 and 60 feet. If that happens, we are all kind of fucked. We have nowhere to go. We can't drive across Houston right now, so we really can't evacuate. Where we're gonna, like, there's nowhere for us to evacuate to. We also don't have any food, we don't have any water. We weren't prepared for this at all, so once this thing floods, if it does what they think it's gonna do, we're not gonna be able to go get any food or water.
It's gonna be a strong intermittent fasting diet, bro.
Yeah, this is gonna be dieting to the extreme. I really don't. I typically have answers, bro. I don't have any answers right now. So just because I need something to keep my mind busy, We're gonna move the cars to a parking garage nearby because the garage and my room would obviously be the first things to flood. This garage ended up being like a safe haven for all the cars in Sugarland, and I saw one coming in.
What?
That is a $1.4 million 918 sitting in here.
It's the first time seeing it.
So, YouTube. I was telling him a minute ago, I have a feeling this video is gonna be a lot of like subtitles and stuff because I've been jumping around day to day. So basically this was like a fun experience. And then it kind of turned into a not so fun experience because it kind of started hitting very close to home. Moved my grandparents out of their house, been taking family members at my dad's. There's all kinds of stuff's been going on all week. So I haven't really vlogged a lot of this. So to end this video, we're under a curfew in Sugarland. The Brazos River actually crests tonight. So they're expecting a lot of road flooding, and then some houses are gonna flood and some other stuff. So we can't really go anywhere. And I'm really sick of being in the house. And a lot of you guys have asked me like hundreds of questions about production and editing and how I film, what equipment I use, all kinds of stuff like that. Nabil, if you guys don't know, is Christian's videographer right now. He does amazing work. The both of us together can answer a lot of these questions, and since we have nothing better to do, really I put out a story earlier and I asked you guys a bunch of questions. So hopefully I have some and you have some too. So we'll go through and we're going to answer a couple of them, try to make this not too boring. If you're not interested in any of this, go ahead and click off this video. Expect episode 1 season 2 to be next week sometime. Yeah, let's see what we got.
Ava's here.
Yeah, Ava's also hanging out with us. She's been hanging out with us for like a week straight.
This is a good one. This one, I'm pretty sure you get this a lot too. How do you find the music that fits the feel and vibe of the project quickly? Thank you. What I'm always looking for is whatever I have in mind, the song that I'm gonna pick needs to complement my vision, what I feel works best. And I feel like the more you develop that skill set, the better and like the more unique you will become as a videographer.
I typically have the song in mind before I even shoot the video. I literally have like music apps on my phone, so I have like a music bed app, Spotify, stuff like that. And anytime I hear a song I like, I'll just add it to a project that I have. Like for example, I have a whole project named LFA. I'm not gonna tell y'all what that's for, but I have like 4 songs and I'm already planning on using for a video in the future. And then when I shoot the video, I can shoot it around those songs. So something I do.
I've been trying to start a YouTube channel, and my question for the Q&A is, what is a good basic setup for someone starting with nothing? By setup, I mean everything from camera to computer to editing software.
As somebody that started their own vlogging channel on YouTube less than a year ago, I would say Canon 70D or the 80D. It's cheap, it's effective as hell, the screen flips around. It doesn't have 4K, but you don't need to do, I still don't do a lot of 4K, honestly. Like there's just, for someone starting out, I would even argue maybe the G7X would be better, but if you can afford like to put about $2,000 into your equipment, which I would recommend you do, the 70D or the 80D is great. They both have good autofocus, you have interchangeable lenses, they're just a good picture too. Canon's colors look amazing straight out of the camera.
Yeah, I started with a 70D actually. Computer, honestly, from my experience, you need a good fucking, like, you need something powerful.
I mean, if you're editing 1080 footage, just something with a dedicated graphics card.
Yes.
Any new age computer with a dedicated graphics card. So pretty much any of the Dell XPSs, any of the MacBooks will probably work for you. Yes. If you want to do 4K editing, then yeah, you're looking at 4K or any kind of heavy 3D rendering or After Effects, stuff like that. That's when you're going to jump up to that, you know, $2,000, $3,000 laptop range.
Talking about After Effects editing software, so me and Joe both use Adobe Premiere for like basically everyday editing stuff, and we both use After Effects if you want to get more in-depth into compositing, which is something that we're not going to cover right now, but it's basically something very sophisticated that allows you to do a bunch of like cool stuff. Now Premiere Pro for me is the way to go. I'm not sure what is for you, but that doesn't mean that you have to use Premiere. You can use Final Cut Pro, whatever works for you. Premiere is a little bit intimidating at first, I would say, but it's a really solid editing software, and that's what I would recommend getting used to.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I use I had a question somewhere in here, I'm not going to find it right now, but someone had asked how I do all my transitions and if they're presets.
Same, yeah, exact same.
Pretty much 100% of, actually I can say 100% of the transitions you guys see in my edits and stuff It's all custom. I don't have any preset packs or anything. I have a couple user presets that I make myself, but they're all done in After Effects. You can do them in Premiere, but I prefer to do it in After Effects. So all the zoom transitions, spins, luma phase, anything like that is just going into After Effects, you know, just layering everything the way you want it, throwing some motion blur in there. By the way, motion blur is your friend. I put it on fucking everything. Like literally, look, I'm gonna put some text right here, move it back and forth, it looks like shit. Now I'll turn motion blur on, and it looks really realistic, right? So use motion blur.
It's really realistic having text right here, dude.
You're gonna see, dude. My dad wants to give me a GoPro Karma because I graduated. Is a good choice or a waste of money? I'm 18. I really want to start traveling and stuff. I'm just gonna be totally honest here. I'm not sponsored, obviously, by DJI or anything. Get yourself a Mavic. Stay the hell away from the GoPro Karma. I'm sorry. The Mavic is so much better. Get yourself a Mavic and then maybe go get yourself a GoPro, like a session for $199. Get both. Use the GoPro on the ground and use the Mavic in the air.
Okay.
I've never used the GoPro Karma, but I can tell you my Mavic is awesome. I use it all the time. I've never had an issue. It's just a great drone. I've only heard bad things about the Karma. Right after that, what is your current Starbucks drink? I'm not answering that.
How do you balance capturing the moment and putting the camera down and living in the moment? When I'm working and when I'm like in the moment, I need to realize that, hey, they got me over here to work for them to create videos. So my focus is always on the camera screen. However, I will tell you this, whenever you are like at a moment that's memorable to you, sometimes it's just how it is. I will look up and will look around me and take it all in for like 2 seconds, and after that get back into it, have that vision in mind, and try to capture that into the camera. That's how I do it.
So I'm gonna touch on this. I will say you guys are probably kind of mad at me because I didn't film this whole weekend, but even though there's this whole situation in Houston's terrible, I've spent so much time, like quality time, with family members that I haven't seen in so long and stuff this weekend. It's actually been so nice to spend time with these people. And I didn't vlog, and I know you guys didn't get a video until now. This is gonna be a really random video, I know that, but sometimes it's nice to not have to vlog. I always try to, if I'm gonna vlog, I'm filming things that I was already going to be doing. You guys, when y'all see me doing on the camera, is exactly how my life is. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but I've met a ridiculous amount of YouTubers in the last 2 years, and it always frustrated me when I deliberately see somebody doing something that I know they wouldn't do unless it was for a video.
Yeah.
Like if we're in a big group and we're just hanging out and someone suggests something, I don't do something just to film. If you've never in your entire life wanted to go base jumping or whatever, you shouldn't be like, oh, I need to make a vlog today. What should I do? All right, let me go base jump. Like, start doing something because you like doing. I enjoy making videos and cars and stuff, so that's what I made my videos about. When it starts becoming like a task of like, all right, I need to fake to do something today to film, or when it gets to the point where you're not enjoying your experience anymore. Like, if you're going to the movies with friends, you should go to the movies with friends that have fun. And if you can get clips here and there, it's great. But that doesn't necessarily mean just, keep the camera in everyone's faces. And like, you should still get memories for yourself. Some people get so caught up in it, and you see that at concerts and stuff where, people aren't even listening to the music anymore the entire time. They have their phone up because they need to show everyone else how great of a time they were having when they didn't have a great time at all. They didn't even see anything. So we're in the age of making sure everyone else knows how good of a time you had instead of just actually having a good time.
I had a good question about warp stabilizer. Yes or no? A big fucking yes.
Dude, be careful with that, because I'm sick of seeing people send me videos with just jello walking around.
So warp stabilizer is a really good subject to touch on real quick. It can save your life or it can break your fucking video. For me, it saved my life a ton of times because basically what it allowed me to do is I could do a camera movement with no DJI Ronin or like whatever, just handheld, and like apply warp stabilizer on there, and it would be a steady shot. But this only works, like, I would say for me, like 60% of the time. So the other 40, it turns my shot into like this jello-y kind of freaking shot. You don't want to do that. However, I see so many people still like,
they force it
and they apply it, and they don't care about all the jello stuff. It makes sure, no.
You're gonna use warp stabilizer, don't throw it on some clip of you just walking around aiming the camera in different directions. Know that the warp stabilizer is good at detecting little minute vibrations and stuff. It doesn't know that you're turning the camera left or right, so it doesn't really work if you're doing heavy movements. And that's when you see people's videos when they walk around a car and it's one long clip and they warp stabilize and it's just like jello. Do like slider motions or do zooming, like keep the camera moving in one plane at a time. I'm wondering, how do you get started in booking photography, filmmaking gigs, jobs? So for myself, I started doing videography out of high school, and just like long story short, I taught myself how to do video editing when I was very young, and then I started doing weddings and stuff. And honestly, what helped me out a lot was doing free events. It wasn't that I was immediately where I make money. It wasn't about the money. I was going to car events. I went to Coffee and Cars and stuff. I have videos that I made when I was like in high school of coffee and cars, and they're shit videos, but I was making videos of free events, and then people would see those, and then they would want me to do something for their company. And that's where almost all of my, clients when I was in high school and stuff came from before I got into software. Haven't done any paid video gigs in 6 years at this point, but you have. So how do you nowadays go about getting new clients?
Basically, it's the exact same as you, and I think that applies to everybody. You have to start doing free gigs, free stuff, to improve your skill and to build up your network. Go to local businesses, people that I know or even did not know, just walk into their stores and offer my service as, hey, I'm like a beginning videographer and I'm looking to improve my skill, build up my portfolio. Would you be willing to cooperate? You'll be making a video for free, and then in return you would be like doing up experience and build up your portfolio. It's really hard. Well, it's not hard. At the beginning it's hard to get paid for your work, but if you just keep on doing that and pursue that, and keep on growing and improving, make sure that whatever it is that you're making is valuable to the client, and then you will get paid jobs. And as of right now, it allowed me to do a lot of projects for a lot of like different kinds of people and businesses. And right now I'm working with YouTubers, which is kind of crazy. I've never thought I'd be doing it. So can take you to places, but you have to push through, start doing free jobs, and build up your network, your name. Yeah.
What I want to say to end this video is the mainstream media, and really I know I shouldn't talk about this on the channel, but I don't care at this point. It's just like whatever. This is my way to vent to you guys. I try to stay out of the news a lot, and what I want to say is what's happening in Houston right now with Harvey, the hurricane that has kind of decimated Houston. A lot of Houston's still underwater. The river's going to flood out a lot of people tonight. Thousands of people have lost their homes and everything, and it's really sad. It's a really terrible event. But what I've seen just from not only just like helping out family members and seeing others help out and stuff, but there's hundreds of people that have come out here from different states and brought their boats and stuff to help people. The volunteers, like they're turning away volunteers because we have too many volunteers at this point. There's pictures coming out of like little kids and stuff being saved by firefighters and just random strangers and stuff. There's all kinds of stuff coming out. And I just want to say that sometimes like the mainstream media, it gets you very concerned about the future of our country and what's happening. And I just want to say that what's going on in Houston right now should really show everyone, not just YouTube, but the world, that it's not as bad as it always seems. At this point, I think Houston is showing the world that no matter what race you are, or your beliefs or your sex or whatever, everyone is working together, and we've come together to clean up the situation and save lives and everything else. What's happening in Houston right now, that should be what we look at as a country. Everyone's coming together and helping each other, and it's really a cool scene.
It's amazing to see,
and it gives me hope, especially for you, because you're not from here.
Yeah.
So for you, seeing all the stuff that's happening in Charlotte and everything else, it's like Nabil's looking at this like the America's kind of falling apart right now, and it's again, it's such a small subset. You're talking about hundreds or maybe a couple thousand of people out of millions in the population. And it's unfortunate that our media and stuff, they hype that up so much. That's what gets clicks right now, is anything controversial, anything that doesn't agree with each other, the riots and people running through the streets and saying they hate the president and everything else. Yeah. And whichever side you stand on doesn't matter, but that's so hyped up in our media, and that's every single day we're talking about that. And what did he do last night, and he did this, and this group doesn't agree with this group, and it's just nonstop hate and the comment section and everything else, and that's not the U.S. That's not really what our country is about. That's not really what we are. That's a very small amount of people that if they want to leave the U.S. or whatever, go for it. I don't give a shit. But just wanted to say I'm grateful to see that Houston is able to come together as a whole.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna clean up the situation faster than anyone else. I mean,
oh yeah,
Texas and Houston's a very strong community.
I
have a feeling we're going to bounce back from this extremely fast in comparison to other, maybe states and stuff that have been hit before. You don't mess with Texas.
Especially for me being an outsider, like from Europe all the way, seeing how everybody's coming together, helping each other out, reaching out to strangers. Even to me, when I'm just walking down to Whole Foods, people are asking if I'm okay, if anything happened to wherever I'm staying. So it's just really cool to see like all the concern and the entire nation coming together. It's amazing.
This is restoring my faith in humanity. Exactly.
Yes.
Before this happened, it's like everyone hates each other. Everyone's killing cops and doing this and that. And it's just like
you get bad news every day.
It's
man.
too. Yeah. I'm at this point. I just want to shut off like all the mainstream media and just like I just go about my thing. And Sometimes that may be the best option, actually, is just kind of, you know, let the media do their thing. They're honestly just like us with YouTube. They're trying to get as many clicks as possible.
Yep.
So however they can spin a story to make it get clicks, that's what they do.
Yep.
And I can't blame them. That's how they make their money. But at the same time, I think people read into it a little too much. So,
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was my rant. That's the end of this video. Hopefully you guys learned something from our talk. You leave when?
Next week.
Next week. So maybe we do one more of these videos actually driving a car when we're not on curfew, and we answer some more of these questions because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw it. This is the last video of season 1.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed the last 80 videos. This is number 81. I plan on doing a lot more videos in the future. There's a lot of new stuff coming. So Ava doesn't give a shit about season 2. She's just snoring. It doesn't matter anymore. But hopefully you guys don't feel the same way as her. You guys are excited and expect to see me soon. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.